Tell me that we're live. And tell me some lies. Oh, that's sativa straight in our lungs. Let's make some fucking lineups. 20 lineups is my allowance. We have to make them count. There's $200,000 on the line. Oh, shit. I erased my Kickstarter. Let's put that right back up where it belongs. Brought to you by the new Pharaoh's Labs Kickstarter. 2 weeks left, Dirty Disney 4. Our Dirty Disney books kick ass. Our art kicks ass. Everything we do kicks ass. Except, of course, my fucking long-term success in fantasy football. However, bringing back my old baseball system. 20 different captains. Try to figure out the core of 4 players, the 4 best cards. And, of course, trying to find the sleeper in the $200 bid. Won 3 times in these fucking $1 million games, whatever the showdown games with the top prize. No, they've all been $1 million games. I finished twice and then won a $10,000 game. I got 3 big wins under my goddamn belt. I missed that fucking 500 grand by 4 goddamn, no, sorry, 3 points the other fucking day. Same fucking lineup, and it's always one. You always forget one card, you're 5 or 6. But, alas, don't cry for me, Argentina. Here's how we do it. We just line it up, pretending like there is no salary cap involved. And then, of course, once we get involved with that crazy salary cap, we have everybody gets a captain spot. We got good old CeeDee Lamb. And we just run down the list. Saquon Barkley. I'm trying to find who's going to be that fucking game-winning captain. Tony fucking Pollard. I've won many a baseball round like this. I know what you're saying. Baseball, football. You know what? Strategy is fucking strategy. And you get a little frustrated when you start turning on these games and you start to see a lot of the same names always in the fucking mix. And, maybe these optimizers are the fucking best. Maybe they got fucking rigged. Maybe they got fucking naked pictures of fucking DraftKings CEO. Was that Zeke? All right, so now to Slayton. Again, with all the best cards. Schultz. 20 different captains. Trying to find that central core lineup as the sativa gets into me veins. Makes me slowly but surely. Always a bloody card. Of course, we're not doing their back quarterbacks. Fuck their back quarterbacks. Right to the Cowboys D. And again, we just run down that list. Figuring out ways. Take advantage of that pesky little salary cap there. You know what it is? Win, lose, or draw. I know it sounds cheesy, but this is just how I like to fucking play. I like to make my fucking lineups. I can't stand Apple receipts. I can't stand the optimizer shit. I don't, but I mean, some people win with it. So fuck them. Those are the people that win. Fuck them. Not my concern. I want to win my way. As a matter of fact, the times that I've won, I didn't win with an optimizer. I won using my own system. But then again, you start losing after a while, and you figure if you don't evolve your system, you're just gonna fucking lose, drive yourself fucking crazy. Which brings us right back here. Right back here. So the idea is that kind of modifying my old system, which is what I should have been doing in the first place. I have to just hit myself in the head with my fucking Ray-Bans. I somehow got myself so stoned it triggered a fucking allergy. And you know what? The last time I won and tied with all those fucking people was actually the Monday night Giants Cowboys game. So maybe this is a good omen. Maybe it's a good omen. You hanging with me? I play jazz music, but then there'd be some sort of fucking copyright thing going on, probably. So normally in the back, I got a little jazz music, you know what I mean? Get a little smoke, maybe, you know? Maybe you win some money, you call over a hooker, but you listen, I don't judge. I don't judge. Everybody's got their proclivities. Me, mine are just worse than others. Giants defense. Ooh, Giants defense, the captain's spot. Can that happen? Can that be a possibility? Who was after the Giants defense? Isaiah Hodgkins. Can end up stepping up. Should the situation call for it? Hodgkins. Turd Ferguson. I like to read the cards. I like to read the info. And then I judge my lineups very simply by the feel. How I feel. Malik Davis. If these guys don't warrant a captain spot, we're not just going to put them in there for the sake of fucking putting them in there. Always remember, brought to you by the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. Got to be done. I don't know what's going on fucking over there. Here we go over here. Let's do this shit. Starting right at the top. Dak fucking Prescott. Completed 22 of 35. Pass attempts for 276 yards and 2 touchdowns in Sunday's win over Minnesota. He added 16 rushing yards on 3 carries. Prescott was flawless against a passing defense that has troubled other quarterbacks at times this season. This was the 29-year-old's strongest showing in 2022 since returning from thumb surgery, which bodes well for fantasy managers who have been underwhelmed through 10 weeks. Prescott could have an even bigger game if the starters weren't pulled for the entire fourth quarter, a coaching decision influenced by the combination of a lopsided score and an upcoming short week. The Cowboys franchise quarterback will look to build off this strong showing in a pivotal NFC East matchup against the Giants on Thanksgiving. Wasn't everybody having a good fucking time? Am I live? Fucking live here. Just want to make sure because I'm. Have we got used to? Okay, good. We're live. Just want to make sure. I'm fucking high as a kite. Having a good time here. I got stood up on my Bumble date, so I'm making lineups instead. Just kind of wasn't in the hooker mood tonight. But that's a story for another time. All right, we got to get $14,000 out of here. We are over $15,000 in debt with this here perfect team. These are the 6 best cards in the deck. Of course, we can't get all 6 cards. Just got to figure out which card is the most valuable. We're playing with stock here. We're playing with cards. We like Dak in the captain spot. Can't remove the captain. Unless, of course, there's a desperation angle here. Lamb caught all 5 of his targets at 45 yards in Sunday's blowout victory over the Vikings. Lamb was able to haul in 100% of his passes thrown his way for the first time this season. But the 5 targets also marked the season low. The 23-year-old was used sparingly due to a crooked score that combined 4 touchdowns from Dallas's running backs. The game got so out of hand that head coach Mike McCarthy was able to pull out all of the starters in the fourth quarter, also adding to Lamb's suppressed output this week. The Cowboys' star wideout could be in line for a big game on Thanksgiving against the Giants team that may be without both of its top corners on Thursday. All right, we got to keep Lamb in there if we can, especially with Dak at the captain spot. Saquon, you fucked me this week. This motherfucker, I put him in like every goddamn lineup. Figured he was playing the fucking Texans. What were they playing? They were playing the Lions. And you not shred the Lions. Just fucking logic in the goddamn NFL. It never fucking works. You can sit there and tell yourself. You can look at it on paper. You can tell yourself. As a matter of fact, I even made a comic strip. It's going out in my next issue. My Montana version of my American Safari. I'll show you a little preview here. Just to show you. I'll show you my little comic strip that I'm putting out in next month's issue. For those of you that are watching. Little preview. It's basically we show you all the angels, and we show me at home making my lineups for the game, and these perfect fucking lineups on paper, and I'm always in position to win, and what happens in the NFL, but what is God doing? Is he saving the world? No, he's just fucking with my lineups. There's your little free preview, a little sneak preview. That's my comic strip. I didn't have a runny nose until I smoked that fucking bone. It's amazing what happened. Saquon Barkley rushed 15 times at 22 yards and caught 2 of 5 targets at 13 yards. Sunday's loss to Detroit. Barkley was bottled up from the start to finish in this one, failing to rush for more than 4 yards on any of his 15 carries. The Lions had a defensive game plan centered on stopping the star running back, forcing Daniel Jones and the Giants' depleted receiving corps to pick up the slack, which they failed to do as a collective unit. The 25-year-old Barkley has been such a fantasy monster this season that managers simply had to swallow this dud and move on. Barkley will have a prime opportunity to bounce back on a Thanksgiving against the Cowboys defense that has had trouble stopping the run this season. They're telling you Barkley's ready for a bounce back. All right, but we're still in debt here. Tony fucking Pollard rushed 15 times for 80 yards and caught all 6 of his targets, 109 yards and 2 touchdowns in Sunday's win over the Vikings. Ezekiel Elliott returned from a 2-game absence and split carries evenly with Pollard. The latter was expected to remain heavily involved offensively after dominating the veteran starter's absence, and the team stayed true to its word leading up to this decisive victory. The lone blemish on this standout performance was Pollard's inability to punch in 2 attempts from the goal line, leading to Elliott relieving him and finishing the job. That scenario highlights the difference in the two backs' play styles, justifying the even split usage despite Pollard's superior rushing efficiency this season. The 25-year-old will look to stay white hot heading into a matchup against the Giants on Thanksgiving. Now, every lineup that I ran with Pollard, I ran like a $3 variant with Zeke. Daniel fucking Jones completed 27 of 44 pass attempts at 341 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions while rushing for 50 yards, and another score on 7 carries in Sunday's loss to the Lions. The Lions were keyed in on stopping Saquon Barkley, which put added pressure on Jones to lead the offense back from being down big. The 25-year-old failed his team in that regard, but it also resulted in a season high in passing yards to go along with his 4th rushing score of the year. Fantasy managers shouldn't expect this type of passing volume from Jones moving forward, especially on a short week against Dallas' elite pass rush on Thanksgiving in Week 12. Well, he did lose his lead guy, but still 29 fucking points. See, everyone's going to scare you into thinking, oh, we got to take Saquon Barkley. He's going to shred Dallas. But Dallas got good fucking defense. Something we're going to drop. We're going to drop Barkley. I'm going to keep Jones. So Barkley and I think Zeke are going to have to drop here. Ezekiel Elliott practiced in a limited fashion Tuesday. Elliott has maintained limited listings on back-to-back injury reports, which is no surprise given the Cowboys are on a short week. The running back played for the first time since Week 7 this past Sunday in Minnesota, tallying 16 touches for 47 yards from scrimmage and 2 rushing touchdowns on a 30% share of the snaps in a 40-3 rout. Meanwhile, Tony Pollard had 21 touches for 189 total yards and 2 receiving scores while seeing 53% of the offensive plays. Assuming Elliott is able to suit up Thursday versus the Giants, he should be afforded his fair share of looks alongside Pollard out of the Dallas backfield. I'm going to pull Elliott and Barkley out here. Pull the running backs. Now, unfortunately, we can't get Brett Maher unless we keep Elliott. We pull Pollard. This could be the more popular move. If I wanted to get Brett Maher in here, who would I have to lose? I'd lose. You'd have to lose either Jones or Pollard. I mean, do you want to double up Zeke? You protect the whole running game here if you put Zeke in. This could end up being like a total slaughter stack. Let's just say for the shit and sheer of it. You put in Zeke, you pull Daniel Jones. Now you got enough for Brett Maher. This becomes a slaughter stack fucking lineup here. Brett Maher connected on all 4 of his field goal attempts and all 4 of his PATs in Sunday's win over the Vikings. With the Cowboys' offense slipping into overdrive, Maher had plenty of chances to rack up points, but most of his impressive feat came at the end of the second quarter. He booted a 60-yard field goal just as the clock expired on the half, only for the kick to get undone by a late replay call from upstairs. After CeeDee Lamb's catch was upheld, Maher calmly stepped up and drilled the 60-yarder again. 33-year-old hasn't missed a kick since Week 6 and hasn't missed a field goal under 50 yards all season, giving him both a solid floor and impressive ceiling heading into Thanksgiving's clash with the Giants. So that right there is a Dallas slaughter stack. Now you could sacrifice if you want to throw Dak in there as another captain. You could sacrifice one of these captains, like Malik Davis. What do we think of Malik Davis? Malik Davis could pop the fuck off this Thanksgiving. Davis carried the ball 7 times at 13 yards and caught 2 of 3 targets at 22 yards in Sunday's win over the Vikings. The Cowboys had plenty of garbage time snaps to go around, and Davis wound up nearly matching his season high 10 touches he saw in Week 8 when Ezekiel Elliott was sidelined. Both Elliott and Tony Pollard were productive Sunday and remained entrenched in the backfield, so Davis should fall back into a pure depth role for Dallas's Thanksgiving game against the Giants, assuming the final score is a bit closer than it was against the Vikings. So he gets the numbers, but that's because Zeke's been out. So what if you take a chance? Okay, say you pull Zeke, you can't pull Zeke and get Jones. That's not happening. That's not happening. Let's just say you put in Malik Davis. Just say Elliott doesn't play. Fucking dry throat. I'm going to get a drink. I'll be back. All right, where were we? All right. I mean, slaughter stacks happen. Look at this right here. Darius Slayton. 5 receptions on 10 targets, 86 yards. Sunday's loss to Detroit. Slayton continued his recent run of strong play with another productive outing despite the losing effort. The 25-year-old is averaging 4 receptions and 75 yards and 2 touchdowns over his last 4 contests. Slayton is a proven wideout who's being asked to lead a depleted receiver room in New York, resulting. Oh, motherfucker. God damn it, every time I smoke here. Resulting in consistent fantasy production from a player that might still be available on waiver wires. Fellow starting wideout Wan'Dale Robinson left the game in the fourth quarter with a knee injury, so Slayton should be in line for even more targets on a short week. Fuck it, I like this. Slaughter stack, we're going to take a chance. We're going to try and play a chess maneuver here and say that they rest Zeke or Zeke just doesn't fucking play this game, and Malik Davis backs up Zeke or fucking compliments Tony Pollard. So we got Dak feeding fucking Lamb, Davis, and Pollard, kicker Mayer. Darius fucking Slayton is my fucking outlier. Bang. Was that a $200,000 lineup? We shall fucking see. All right. So we're going to pull Zeke. Of course, except the one lineup he's captaining. So again here, what do we want to do here? If you pull Barkley, you don't get enough again. You don't have enough for your kicker. Oh, shit. These fucking cunts just leave you just out of reach for Graham Cano. Oh, fucking. It's like the DraftKings knows. It's like they fucking know. It's like they really fucking know here. Oh, you cunts. Graham Gano missed both of his extra point attempts and did not try a field goal in Sunday's loss to the Lions. Gano missed practice Friday due to an illness but attempted to play through it Sunday. The issue may have contributed to the veteran kicker's poor showing. His first extra point miss was understandable, as it was partially blocked and got pushed off course by a swirling wind. But his second miss simply hit the right upright. Coming into the contest, Greneau was perfect on 17 extra point attempts this the season, so he's likely to bounce back Thursday against the Cowboys, but I can't get him! Giants D. Let's take a look at the Giants D for the fucking sheer hell of it. -1 against the fucking mood. Look at this though. 9 points, 5 points, 5 points. What they do against Dallas? 0 points against Dallas. Okay, let's get the fuck out of here. Hodgkins. This guy can step up again because depleted receiver core. Isaiah Hodgkins recorded all 3 of his targets at 20 yards in a Week 11 loss to Detroit on Sunday. He also lost a fumble. Hodgkins tied for 4th on the team, both targets and receiving yards, and he's emerged as an offensive contributor with 5 catches on 5 targets and 70 yards over the past 2 weeks. However, the third-year wideout also cost the Giants when they lost fumble in the fourth quarter that Detroit turned into a touchdown to essentially seal the win. Despite the miscue, Hodgkins see his opportunities increase if Wan'Dale Robinson hurt his ankle in the contest and was seen on crutches afterwards. Is forced to miss Thursday's clash against the Cowboys. Who else? Malik Davis. It seems like all roads somehow lead us to this guy, Malik Davis, to be my outlier. Is he third on the depth chart? I'm safely assuming that he is. Zeke, Pollard, Davis. Yes. I need Malik Davis to be my fucking hero. Essentially, I'm trying to count on Malik Davis here to be my fucking sleeper. Maybe Zeke don't fucking play. And shit goes down. All right. Again, we still 14 grand in the hold here. Now, we can't pull Barkley. But again, we're pulling Zeke. We need another 64 back here. Lamb and Prescott. Keep. We can pull Pollard. Let's just say, for the sheer fuck of it, we pull Jones. Now, we can't get. So we want Jones. Now we don't really need Jones with Barkley. It's not like it has to be done that way. Again, we go Hodgkins again. If you go Davis, you get access to what? Cager, Tolbert. You get another target. The Giants signed Cager off the practice squad Tuesday. The Giants have used the maximum allotment of 3 elevations to the practice squad on Cager, meaning a move more to the active roster was required for him to be available moving forward. With Danielle Bellinger sidelined, Cager has been New York's primary tight end the last 2 contests, earning at least 66% of the snaps at a combined 429 line on 5 targets. Expect Cager to continue getting most of the tight end snaps between him, Tanner Hudson, and Chris Myarick on Thursday at Dallas. Now, before I just go grabbing Cager, let's take a look at Turd Ferguson. Doesn't have an injury designation for Sunday's game in Green Bay. Ferguson's ability for the Week 10 contest was temporarily put in flux after the illness prevented him from practicing Thursday, but he was able to return to the field Friday as a full participant. The 4th-round rookie out of Wisconsin is on track to play Sunday, when he'll likely operate as the top backup to starting tight end Dalton Schultz. Ferguson most recently played more than half the Cowboys snaps on offense in the team's 49-29 win over the Bears in Week 8, and scored his 2nd touchdown of the season in the process. But his playing time could drop off a bit if the Packers are able to keep Sunday's game more competitive than the Bears did. Turd Ferguson. All right, you know what it's time to do. You got to go to the bottom, all the way to the bottom of the barrel. This is where it all goes down, right here. James Washington. Read it all. Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy said Washington won't return to practice. Though McCarthy in Washington is very, very close to being ready, the wide receiver won't be designated to return from injured reserve ahead of the Cowboys' first practice coming out of the bye week. With that in mind, Washington, it seems unlikely to make his 2020 debut Sunday in Green Bay, but a return Week 11 or later still seems like a good bet. Washington has been out since August 1st. While dealing with a foot fracture, will likely hand a depth role once he's deemed healthy enough to play. We're always looking for something to catch in one of these little stories that might just lead us to some kind of insight. Kai Polk. Robert Foster. Seth Green of Robot Chicken. Mr. Drummond from Different Strokes. Bubba Smith from Police Academy. James Corbin, the talk show host that apparently doesn't like restaurants. Simi Fahoko. I got nothing there. All right. Chris Myarick caught his only target for 10 yards in the loss to the Seahawks on Sunday. When rookie Daniel Bellinger departed last week's win over Jackson with an eye injury, Myarick stepped up to a long career best 21 receiving yards on 2 catches. He wasn't able to build on that production in Week 8, as Tanner Hudson instead saw an increased opportunity with 3 catches on 5 targets for 58 yards. Myarick and or Hudson could see a sprinkling of targets each week while Bellinger remains out, but neither is a priority to add to fantasy given the uncertain work distribution and the lack of potency in New York's air attack. Saying fuck off on them all. Marcus Johnson did not secure any of his 3 targets in Sunday's win over Jacksonville. Oh, God, this guy's been in the news for a while. Johnson has ascended to a permanent roster spot after beginning the season on the practice squad and came to Sunday with 5 catches for 60 yards over his previous 2 games. However, he was unable to connect with Daniel Jones in the Week 7 victory. Johnson drew some wrath from his quarterback when he dropped a pass to the goal line on 4th and 2 play in the third quarter, and the receiver didn't see another target to the contest at that point. New York's wideout hierarchy remains largely unsettled, but with Darius Slayton and Wan'Dale Robinson beginning to emerge as Jones' top targets, Johnson can see his opportunities dwindle, especially if he isn't able to garner his quarterback's trust. All right, this guy sucks. Keep going. Keep going. All right, down to Mr. Houston. We got a lot of barrelers here. All right. Dennis Houston. Guy popped up in like a Monday Night Football game, didn't he? What do we got here? Any sleepers? Sills. David Sills the fifth is inactive for Sunday's matchup against the Lions. Sills is a healthy scratch for the second straight week after appearing in each of the team's first 8 contests, totaling 11 receptions on 17 yards for 106 yards, 17 targets. The Giants' wideout room is banged up to start the season, but they got Kenny Golladay back Week 10, leaving Sills buried on the depth chart. Stephen Platzgummer. Yeah, you're going to have to do something with that fucking name. Sean McKeon. No relation to Sean McDermott. Dallas signed McKeon from the practice squad to the 53-man roster Saturday ahead of Sunday's game versus Chicago. McKeon had already been brought up with the 3 allowed standard elevations, with the regular starting tight end Dalton Schultz still struggling with a PCL sprain. The Cowboys saw fit to promote McKeon for good. He has 1 reception for 10 yards and 1 target through 3 games in 2022. Yeah, fuck him. Fuck his mother. Callaway. Antonio Callaway signed the practice squad Wednesday. After reaching an injury settlement with the Chiefs in August after suffering the injury, Callaway is healthy and will join the Cowboys practice unit. The wide receiver hasn't appeared in an NFL game since 2020 and will provide Dallas with an additional depth option off the active roster. Gary fucking Brightwell. Quadri Allison reverted to the Cowboys practice squad Monday. Allison was elevated from the practice squad for the second game in a row ahead of the loss to the Packers, though only his contribution came with 1 tackle on a kick coverage while playing 14 snaps on special teams. With Ezekiel Elliott inactive again, Tony Pollard and Malik Davis continue to carry Dallas's rushing duties against Green Bay. Allison will now be eligible for just 1 more activation while the Cowboys practice squad this season. Go fuck him. Sterling Shepard said Tuesday that his left ACL operation was a success and he was rehabbing the following day. Shepard tore his ACL in Week 3 and underwent surgery at the end of October. He was placed on IR and ruled out of the 2022 campaign, marking back-to-back seasons ended by devastating injuries. The wideout has already turned in his focus towards rehabbing for the 2023 campaign, but given his injury history, he can find it difficult to find employment as a free agent in the offseason. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, fucking paper champion. Dre Miller resigned to the practice squad Tuesday. Miller was set to miss the entire 2022 campaign after landing on IR due to a broken wrist. But he reached injury settlement, was waived at the beginning of September. Now that he's healthy, he's rejoined the team's practice squad and will likely serve as an emergency depth option, while the Giants are without rookie tight end Daniel Bellinger. Tanner the Planner caught all 3 of his targets at 24 yards Sunday in their victory against Houston. Hudson tied for the team in the lead, 3 catches, and finished third with 24 receiving yards in the victory. The Giants continue to take a first-round approach. Daniel Jones attempted only 17 passes, and his 13 completions were spread evenly among 6 different pass catchers. 5 of Hudson's 8 catches this season have come in New York's past 2 games, but his role may be reduced in Week 11 if Daniel Bellinger is able to return. All right. Oh, oh, there we are. We're almost there. Cavante Turpin. Played six of the Cowboys' 57 snaps on offense in Sunday's win over the Bears, finishing with one carry for 11 yards. Though he's listed as a receiver on the Cowboys' official roster, Turpin has logged three carries compared to one target through the first eight NFL games. In addition to serving as the Cowboys' top option on kickoff and punt returns, the 5'9", 153-pound Turpin is expected to continue to see most of his limited opportunities on offense as a gadget player during the second half of the season. See, that caught me. This guy scores one fucking touchdown. You got yourself pay dirt. But again, it's definitely one of our $200 options. I like him. I think he's my favorite $200 option, to be honest, so far. Khalil Pimpleface. There, get some injured motherfuckers here. Coach Brian Dable said Tuesday that Bellinger won't play Thursday's contest in Dallas. Bellinger thus will miss a fourth game in a row due to a fractured left eye socket. Until he mixes into a practice, he hasn't a candidate to return to action, but he at least resumed catching passes last Wednesday. In Bellinger's place, the Giants will continue to roll with Lawrence Cager at tight end, with Tanner Hudson and Chris Mayarick in reserve. Yeah, I think we're grabbing Cager. Ian Bunting. Rico Dodo. Juan Dale Robinson placed on injured reserve Monday. Robinson was forced from Sunday's loss to the Lions early in the fourth quarter with a knee injury, and afterwards he needed crutches to move around the locker room. One day later, Coach Brian Dable revealed that Robinson sustained a torn ACL in his right knee, thereby ending the rookie's second-round pick season. Robinson will finish his first year as a pro with 23 catches on 31 targets and 227 yards and one touchdown, while his two carries went for a combined -1 yard. In Robinson's absence, the Giants will rely on Darius Slayton, Kenny Golladay, and a host of depth options at wide receiver. Hendershot caught both of his targets for 15 yards in Sunday's win over the Bears. Dalton Schultz appeared healthy and posted his best numbers since week 1, but Hendershot filled a role in the offense. The rookie tight end heads into Dallas week 9 by having caught exactly 2 passes in 3 straight games, including his first career touchdown. But his role isn't likely to expand beyond that as long as Schultz is in the lineup. Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert could serve as the Cowboys' number 3 receiver in Sunday's game against the Bears with Noah Brown inactive for the contest. Heading into the training camp, Colbert looked like he was a leading candidate to open the season as the Cowboys' number 2 wideout behind CeeDee Lamb. But a poor preseason resulted in being a healthy scratch week 1. Tolbert's outlook hasn't changed much for the better since that time, but he was inactive for 4 of the Cowboys' first 7 games and fell further down the pecking order at receiver when Michael Gallup returned from a torn ACL week 4. Lamb and Gallup are both suiting up Sunday, but the absence of Brown creates an opportunity for Tolbert to see meaningful playing time on offense for the first time since week 3, when he logged 23 snaps. With Brown out and James Washington on injured reserve, the Cowboys aren't left with much depth at position behind Tolbert. And the lone other active wideout is the 5'9", 153-pound return man Cavante Turpin, who profiles as more of a gadget player. It's the second time that guy came up. He's my $200 man. But for now, for this particular lineup, I will take Lawrence, Rager, and the fucking Cager. I know damn well Turpin's making his way into my fucking lineup. Thanksgiving could be Turpin's fucking game. All right, so Pollard's here. Let's lose Elliott. We're going to give up another 6 Gs. Do we want to keep Barkley or Jones? I say boom. We get Graham Gano. Actually, not even. We get Marr. Always take the kicker of the captains. Brett Marr, Bill Maher's fucking cousin. And then I get Turpin. What about you? But I'm fucking having a ball. Daniel Jones having to throw his ass off. All right. Jones at captain here. Got Prescott, Lamb. I'm going to pull Elliott. I'm going to keep Pollard. I'm going to keep. See, if I pull Barkley, what do I get? I get Graham Gano. I'm going to keep Barkley. Support Jones. Say we pull Lamb. Just as good. I get Graham Gano and I get Cager. Pollard and Prescott. Cager, definitely. Get Jones and captain and a bunch of. Although Slate, should we get Slayton in there? Yeah, fuck that. Keep the tight end because he'll dump off to him. Keep our fucking core. Keep our kicker. Yeah, I like that shit. Jones, Prescott, Gano, Barkley, Pollard, fucking Cager. Keeping the core, motherfucker. Keeping the core. Zeke. So Zeke will stay here, of course, because he's my captain here. We're going to pull Pollard and replace it with Malik Davis. So we still got a little bit of a deficit here, which is perfect because we dropped Jones. So we drop Barkley, that's 5,400. What do we get for 5,400? You get Richie James. What's going on, Richie James over here? Richie James Jr. was limited Tuesday walkthrough practice. Listed as a non-participant on Monday's estimate injury report due to a knee issue, James was able to mix in some drills one day later. Whether or not he's putting himself on a path to be available week 12 remains to be seen. But if James is able to play Thursday in Dallas, more wide receiver reps could be up the grabs following Wan'Dale Robinson's season-ending ACL tear. Other candidates up for snaps are Darius Slayton, Kenny Galladay, Isaiah Hodgkins, Marcus Johnson, and David Sills. Yeah, fuck that. Gotta get your 5Gs back here. So if instead of Malik Davis, we just jump down and go get Turpin. So 36. Okay, you drop Barkley. That gives you what? You get 6,800 to do what? Get Gallup? Add it on to Lamb. I don't know about that. Gallup. Michael Gallup caught 3 or 4 targets of 41 yards in Sunday's win over Minnesota. Gallup looked strong despite the low output, breaking through tackles on 2 separate occasions to churn out some extra yardage. Fortunately for his fantasy managers, the 26-year-old fell victim to a game script that called for heavy running back usage and the resting of starters in the fourth quarter. Gallup will try to get his disappointing 22 doing being jump-started against the Giants on Thursday night. It's not very. Get Barkley's ass back in there. You drop Jones. What do you trade out for Jones? You get the Cowboys D. Cowboys D. That's not bad. You get Breda. Backing up Barkley. I don't know about that. Matt Breda rushed 3 times for 13 yards and a touchdown while catching his lone target for 16 yards in Sunday's loss to Detroit. Breda was able to boost his fantasy day by vulturing a short touchdown from star Saquon Barkley. It was the speedy backup's first score of the season as he has served as a change of pace role for the Giants. Breda isn't worth rostering heading into an important showdown against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. All right. Fuck Breda. I'm thinking Cowboys D. Say you keep Jones, you lose Lamb. Say for the fuck of it, you lose Lamb. You get Slate. You get Slate. I think Slayton is like the only fucking guy you can throw to. Yeah, dude, let's do that. Let's get wild with this one. Slayton for Lamb. Keep Jones. Keep Barkley. That's gonna be a weird lineup unless Elliott pops the fuck off. Hopefully he'll go alone. I could burn a line. I could burn $10 there for a little risk. Slayton's going to keep Jones. Going to lose Lamb. We could lose Prescott. Let's bring in Turpin. Let's see, if you lose Prescott, what do you got? There's not much to play with. You lose Barkley. A little bit more of the same. You lose Pollard. You can trade down Pollard for Zeke. Where is Schultz? Dalton Schultz caught 3 of 5 targets, 22 yards in Sunday's win over the Vikings. Cowboys didn't need to air it out much Sunday, but Schultz still saw the lead, at least 5 targets for the fourth straight game, even though the volume didn't result in any meaningful production. The tight end has a 21.99 line over that 4 game stretch. A pace that gives him a solid fantasy floor heading into a Thanksgiving clash with the Giants. Zeke or Schultz? It's really your trade down here. Although you can split the kickers here. You can take Marr and Gano. Yep, might be the smarter move. Smarter move. See? I think it's a smarter move. We got Slayton in there. You got Jones. Don't worry about mixing too many other targets in there. Yep, I'm digging it. How many fucking times I lose to kickers? I gotta keep telling myself get those fucking kickers in these lineups. All right. Schultz being our guy, we're gonna lose Lamb. Think we'll pull Barkley. What do we got? Definitely get the kickers again. Just bang and bang. 1,700 left over here. Can you make any upgrades that you'd want to make? You keep Pollard to support Schultz. You got Gano in there. You got Daniel Jones. You can move up and get Lamb, but why? Fuck it. Schultz is our top guy. Maybe Lamb gets shut down. And so it is. Sometimes you got to leave money on the table. As badly as you don't want to, tell yourself that leaving money on the table automatically gives you more of a confirmation that's going to be a unique lineup. Gallup here. So again, we're going to lose Lamb. Toss in Brett Mayer. So now we got to get 4,300 back. So again, it really comes down to either Barkley or Jones. We lose Barkley. Cowboys D. Fuck yeah. Slaughter stacking it. Yeah. Cowboys defense is fucking crazy. Giants coming off a big loss in a short week. Cowboys D in the fucking right there. So we're definitely gonna lose Barkley. I mean, shit, we can keep everybody there. Just throwing Turpin. That's what I'm doing. Fuck yeah. Just plugging that right in. Let Daniel Jones be my outlier. Sometimes you don't always have to put the kickers in if you don't want to. I just gotta lose 9,000 here. So if I drop Jones, again, right there, Turpin. Richie James Jr., if he doesn't play, that's where I'll put in Jones and I'll reconfigure the lineup. If Richie James doesn't play. Matt Breda. Now, again, Matt Breda can pop off, have the game of his fucking life. Who do we drop, though? If you drop Lamb, what do you get? Hodgkins. Malik Davis. I'd rather keep Lamb, drop Pollard. Unless you're complimenting and they're grinding it out. I mean, Pollard scored 39 fucking points. He's the weapon. So roll Davis again. There you go. Anything you want to do with that 1,100? No, no, no. We're good to go. This is Breda coming in. Barkley complimenting him, but Breda may be vulturing a touchdown or two or three. It happened once. It can happen again. Again, 78. We got to get back here. Noah Brown fits. Who do you want to lose? If you lose Lamb, you're getting back, what, 3 Gs? Hodgkins. Noah fucking Brown. You read about Noah Brown yet? Caught both of his targets at 42 yards in Sunday's win over the Vikings. The Cowboys didn't need to attack downfield much with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard accounting for 2 touchdowns each out of the backfield. Brown still made an impact with a 35-yard catch in the third quarter that set up Elliott's second score of the day. Brown hasn't seen a significant role in the offense since Michael Gallup returned from a knee injury, and his snaps and targets could all but disappear down the stretch if Odell Beckham does end up landing in Dallas. Who's Lamb? Lamb for Davis. Although this Hodgkins can step up, I still like Malik Davis. Do it. I'll be pissed if Hodgkins pops the fuck off, though, of course. Kenny Galladay finished a Week 11 loss to Detroit on Sunday with 2 catches and 2 targets at 29 yards. Galladay also saw 2 targets last week against Houston, but he dropped them both. With that in mind, his performance Sunday was a promising step in the right direction despite the fact that 6 Giants tallied more targets and 4 racked up more receiving yards. Rookie wideout Wanda Robinson left the contest with a knee injury and was later seen on crutches. So Galladay may move up the depth chart by default, despite recording just 4 catches for 51 yards on the season. New York plays Dallas on Thanksgiving, and that game should provide some insight about the extent to which Galladay's opportunity may increase. All right, keep his ass in there. Keep Jones, keep Barkley. Who we losing? We lose Pollard. What do we got? We could just lose Pollard for Davis. Bam, even swap. But let's just say you keep Pollard. And you got rid of Lamb. 33. What does that get you? Anything good? Get you the Giants D. What's the Giants D, though? The Giants D is not going to do shit. So go get fucking Lamb back for a second. Pollard for Davis. It's a simple switch out. Can we pull it off? We're just getting that Malik Davis feeling, right? Now again, we gotta get 7,200 here. I wouldn't mind trying to get Graham Gano in here, but I don't think I could. We could trade out Dak Prescott for Graham Gano, perfect swap. Bam. Keep the other weapons. 69. We got Graham Gano. How do we get Mar in there? We need 4 Gs. I think we got it right there with Dak. Boom. So we got to trade out Dak. We got to sacrifice Dak for a double kicker, but double kicker is how we won the last Giants fucking Cowboys game. I don't mind going for a little fucking history repeating itself. Again, 6 Gs. Giants D, that is going to be a very low owned captain. Now we can go for Cowboys D. So that means you'd have to lose Dak, right? We can't get the Cowboys D, so get Dak back in there. But if the Giants D is going to be blowing up, Dak is probably not going to be playing well. So let's go get Graham Gano right off the bat. Now we get 1,200 to bring back here. Lamb, Barkley, Pollard, Jones. Lamb, Barkley, Pollard, Jones. I say keep that shit. Oh man, if the Giants defense goes off tomorrow, that's a fucking $200,000 lineup right there. 4,500. Go right off the bat. You lose one of these guys just to trade out for the. We're going to trade out Pollard. We keep Pollard. If you trade out Dak, keep Dak. Jones. Keep Jones. You want to get Gano. So you got to trade somebody out. Who, though? Who? Straight out lamb. Brugano. Leave the cash on the table. You got the best cards in the deck. What you need is Hodgkins, go the fuck off. That, again, $1 million line. Turd Ferguson. See, this one I don't like. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to give Prescott another crack at the captain spot. We're going to add Turpin. I'm going to get him as kicker. Take out Barkley. What do we got? Nope, we need Barkley in there. Gotta take out Lamb. For Gano. Bang. Gadang. So now I have it mixed. I have a slaughter stack deck. Because I sure as fucking putting fucking J. Turd Ferguson in that fucking captain spot. That's money lost. I don't have to read that fucking card. Malik, though, yes, because Malik can get in this fucking game going crazy. That I'm absolutely for that one. Who's Pollard? What do you get? Oops, Slayton. That's what I want. Bam! Davis, Prescott, Slayton, Barkley, Pollard, Jones. That's the fuck. That's the lineup. Right there. That's the winner. Mark my fucking words. That's the winning lineup. That's the $200,000 fucking lineup. Malik Davis goes the fuck off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have it there. Once again, sponsored by the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. Go pick up your copy of Dirty Disney 4 right now. May fate and fate decide your fortunes, and if you should win, blow your money right here. Peace, love, war, and all that other shit in between.